In this week's title, you get the opportunity to operate giant machines. Like this little beast right here. Yeah, let's see what she's got.
That's lame. It doesn't even go fast.
Whoa, totally awesome!
Whoa, buddy, too fast. Slow down now.
What the heck?
And this is our review of Giant Machines 2017.
I'd like to thank the publisher for providing me a review copy of the game.
It was developed by and published by Ultimate Game. The game released on August 7th to the PlayStation Store for the price of $21.99. Now, I'm pretty far from anything of what you would call a motorhead or industrial machinery guy. So I tend to have little interest in big machinery or engines or horsepower. But I will have to say there's a little boy in each of us that has a fascination with earth movers and construction equipment. Things like bulldozers, scrapers, and loaders and dump trucks are all pretty cool when you think of it. This week's game takes that idea and kicks it right in the booty cheeks with some super steroid hydraulic testosterone, baby. Right from the opening mission, you're given the opportunity to climb into the cockpit of the Bagger 293, which is a bucket wheel excavator that's capable of flattening literal mountains. Beyond just driving and operating these machines, there's a maintenance aspect as well, which is handled nicely through a series of storyline hooks that take you from the machine to machine, given tasks and missions to complete before moving on to the next. Which, this all worked out very well, as I rarely had time to get bored of a machine because it seemed like I was constantly kind of moving on to the next one in the next scenario. The 14 main missions are all part of a single storyline, where the goal is to send a space shuttle into the International Space Station. Okay, way to go, guys. Way to set your expectations high, like real high, like to the moon! This will drag across most every biome on Earth, spanning 6 different geographical locations, including ones like Greenland, Canada, Wyoming, Missouri, and Florida. Which, those last two may as well just be their own planets based on the Martians that inhabit them. The developers went to the great ends to actually recreate the cockpits and operational functions of these machines. The analog controls of the actuators and cranes really gives you the feel of operating these large capacity machines, along with the deafening sound of the diesel engines and hydraulics. Although I've never personally spent much time on construction sites, my time in the military provided me plenty of time to play around with these kind of things and appreciate how damn loud these things can be. The sheer size of the massive vehicles just made them fun to operate, even though they were slow-moving monsters and hard to maneuver. If you stick through it through the entire campaign, an alternate gameplay mode is unlocked. Time attack! Yay! Now you can play through previous missions to see if you can beat your best time. You notice I said you? Not me. You. Because I ain't doing that bullshit. Overall, I do kind of believe you have to be some sort of gearhead to really appreciate this one. There are only 10 trophies to unlock, as this one had no platinum, which most of them are kind of straightforward and will unlock as through normal gameplay. There's a few tricks here and there. It's not exactly the quickest of completions, but can be done in the span of most players' weekend, if you plan for it. And here's the old elephant in the room. Obviously, the graphics engine here is dated and looks and feels like a 15-year-old PC port without taking advantage of any of the modern console architecture or hardware. God dang! I felt like the story missions were way too linear and left little room for exploration or reward, giving the player any reason to do anything other than follow the carrot dangled right in front of their nose. The industrial sound effects made things fun to operate, but good God, don't get me started on the radio stations in the cabs of these vehicles. I will give them kudos for having a wide variety of music to choose from, but damn, they all seemed either way too obnoxious or way too low-key for the task at hand. I'm still really trying to figure out why the ESRB slapped a mature rating on this one, as I felt the subject matter would have been awesome for most 10-year-olds.
Emotional damage!
But hey, just because you're getting older doesn't mean you need to stop playing, right? So I ain't judging.
Wrong, sir. Wrong.
It was a unique experience, and the premise and bones of the game were on point, and you may just have to bring a little imagination with you, as we gave this older giant machine 3 beans out of 5.
Turn on the 2.
Yeah, well, that wraps up that review right there. Here's some notes I took. Where I put the keys to the truck. So, you know, we make these new review videos every week, so if you're an indie developer or there's something you want to see, I'm going to be ramping up and slamming multiple titles a week through the end of the year. Let us know your thoughts and recommendations in the comments down below. Be sure to visit again next week
as we continue to take humorous stabs at some of the
Step into the
industry's
shoes
new
of Leonard
and
Nimby.
upcoming
Take on a
titles.
mission that has got ambition and 14
Safe out there. We'll see you next time on the farm.